story today because I said that I would. So I've written us a little story. So I am going to read the story. I have put in some words that may be a bit hard for you, and that is the whole point. So I will ask you at the end of me reading the story if you've heard of some of these words before, and we can talk about what they mean to try and get you guys to learn some new words, because that's what learning English is all about. So I will ask you, maybe not to speak if that's a little bit scary, but I will ask for some thumbs up or some thumbs down. So if you can be on that, that would be great. So I'll start sharing my screen for you so you can follow as I read this story. Okay. Can I get a thumbs up? Can you guys see that? Can you see my story? Can you see the words? Yes? Awesome. Okay. Just wanted to double check. Excellent. All right. So here we go. Once there was a girl who lived in a big village. The girl loved her family and worked hard for them, but she liked to do things independently rather than working together with others. She would spend twice the normal amount of time collecting firewood because she would walk from the forest to her house 3 times instead of asking for help from her siblings. She would go to bed very late at night because she would clean the entire house by herself after cooking her family dinner and be too tired to spend time with them the next day. One day, the girl baked an enormous cake for her mother's birthday. All her brothers and sisters worked very hard to decorate the house for their mother, to make the house look beautiful to show their love for their mother. The girl's siblings had finished their work for the day and were waiting for the girl to bring out the birthday cake. It was very heavy, too heavy for her, and as she was walking out to her family, she tripped and dropped the cake, making a huge mess on the floor. The girl was very upset and embarrassed. Her family hugged her and helped her to clean up the mess. Her mother comforted her as she cried and said, "Thank you for trying to do this all by yourself, but you have a whole family here to support and help you. Ask your brothers and sisters for help, and you can do so much more than you could ever do by yourself." So, that story, I think the message is probably quite obvious, but I wrote that thinking about how a lot of the time I can choose to do things all by myself rather than look for help from other people. And it's not a bad thing to ask for help, especially because we're human beings and human beings need to look out for each other and work together. We are not created to be by ourselves all the time and only do things that we have the power to do. And, the cooking a cake story is very simple, but I think it gets to the heart of the idea that you can do it yourself sometimes, and it's really important to be able to know when to look to others to work together as a group. And I was just thinking about that this week, so I thought that I would talk about that because, it's really important to work together and look after each other and make sure that you can ask for help from people who are there to give you help. And I'm very blessed to be surrounded by lots of people who can give me help if only I would ask. So I'm trying to remember that. But I thought it's a good thing to remind you guys of too. I don't know what's going on in your lives, but maybe some of you do need reminding of that. I don't know. Anyway, that was the idea behind that story. So what I would like to do is, there were some words in here that I have not highlighted, but I will highlight them because I thought they might be a little bit hard. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through a couple of them. I won't go through all of them because there's a lot. But I'm going to ask you guys just to give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you've ever heard of the word, and then if you know what it might mean, and then we can talk about it just a little bit, just quickly, because there are quite a few hard words in here. I don't want to take too long. So, first word is this one here, which is independently. Now, give me a thumbs up if you have heard the word independently before. If you haven't, give me a thumbs down. So if you have heard independently, we have a no from David. Excellent. Thanks, David. Has anyone else heard independently before, or is this a word you've never seen? Oh, we've got Lapui saying yes, Jimoy saying yes. Excellent, excellent. Thanks, Jerry. Awesome, beautiful. Now, does anybody know what independently means?